Hello there, 10th graders. Today we're going to have a very brief review of satire. Now, satire is a subject that you should have covered last year in ninth grade. I know some of you maybe didn't go to Carlisle, so it's possible that you didn't, but for those of you that were here last year, you would have covered satire pretty heavily during both your short story unit and the American-born Chinese unit, so a lot of this should be review. So satire is the literary genre which uses irony, wit, and sarcasm to expose folly and incite change. Now let's talk about what that actually means. So, literary genre, obviously, genre of literature, so some type of form of storytelling, using irony, which we've talked about, wit, which is kind of like a cleverness, and sarcasm, so kind of verbal irony, saying one thing but meaning the opposite, to expose folly and incite change. Exposing folly meaning exposing something that is problematic. Specifically, satire will often expose things that are problematic about politics or about society, and the goal is that they will create change. Now, it teaches a moral lesson using humor, right? And it provides a clear expectation of correct behavior. Again, it points out something that is wrong with society or with politics, and basically says, hey, we should be doing the opposite of this. That is the correct behavior, and it does so in a humorous way. They will use invective, caricature, and irony in their satirical pieces. Caricature, that is when we exaggerate characteristics of a target being whatever someone who's creating a satire is satirizing, right? Irony, real meaning contradicts the surface meaning. We've talked about irony before. Invective, that is the use of abusive language and name-calling against an opponent or cause, which, if we think about it, is used in different persuasion techniques. We've talked about that, specifically looking at propaganda. We'll use name-calling and whatnot. So satire also uses that invective. That is the use, again, of abusive language or name-calling against an opponent or a cause. So, again, satire, it uses humor. It provides clear expectations of correct behavior, and it teaches a moral lesson. So Animal Farm, in addition to being a piece that is very good at illustrating how different rhetorical devices can work for good or ill, it's also a satire. And one thing that we are going to determine is what exactly is being satirized here. So go ahead and move on to the next part of today's lesson, and I'll see you later.